What's poppin'? I don't know why this thing will never show me what's going on here. Right now, you're going to be. Anyway, guys, what's going on? Kwasi here, wondering and hoping that the microphone is working properly. If you hear some noise in the background, that's me supporting one of my fellow YouTube uh, friends, Phoenix. You can check her out on YouTube. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Outside of that, I'm going to be doing some talking about today. I'm going to be talking about, let me go put up a picture so we just look at the picture as I talk, which is kind of crazy because I should be able to pull stuff up from the Streamlabs, but that's not the case now, right? So, yeah, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? Yeah, this picture is the picture. That's the thumbnail, right? So, yeah, thumbnail. Boom. Well, anyway, that's I'm testing the microphone. Not really sure how, if there's a lot of static or anything, how it really sounds. I'm going to be going through some workflow stuff uh, and whatever else I can come up with. Oh my, I'm doing things that I should not be doing right now. Yeah. Why do you always want you to try to do a plan? I don't want to do a plan. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. Like, can I just get, yeah, just, I already have this Streamlabs downloaded. You would think that it would just let me do stuff, but it doesn't now, does it? Anyway, I just wanted to, I'm just working on mercy, freaking little bugs in here, man. I just wanted to test to see if it would, if it's gonna show pretty much. Um, I'm logged into two different accounts. I have two different accounts on here, so let's see here. Go to it, see if it's showing me live, and it is. So I'm live over here, and it's not gonna let me go with the dark screen for some reason. Anyway, turn it off. I want to set up the bot or whatever, but I'll probably do that later on. I just wanted to check out what it was going to show. So outside of that, I'll probably look at some stuff on the YouTube channel, which is, this is the YouTube channel. Of course, y'all know that already because I'm streaming live right now. I did the live last night, and of course there was a new episode that dropped. So yeah, so a new episode dropped last night. This one, episode 2, Crucial Measures of ROD. And I'll probably be looking at the behind the scenes on that one and a few other things. So, excuse me. And I don't know really how long I'll stay online. But outside of that, for those of you that come here later, I want to bring up about, excuse me, let's look at the people that subscribed within the last, let's say 30 days. So we have 18 days now. Vera Lucia, thank you for subbing. And we have Curtis Miller, 19 hours ago, subscribe. Thank you for subbing. So basically what I also want to do, and I wish I could change that now, but I guess I can't. It's already pretty much set up. What's this? Because I'm not used to using this, to be honest. I mean, I don't commonly stream. So yeah. But outside of that, um, I know I want to check out some behind the scenes stuff. I want to, let's go, let me look, I'll show you guys something. Come on, thing. let's look at something here. Now, I did something a while back. Go into photos where I wanted to look at the possibility of making a live action version of ROD rather than doing it in anime form. And I think it's funny because in the anime form, I enjoy it, but if I did it in a realistic form, I was like curious how that would come out. Of course, that's Peleus, and the other one was Peleus also doing a live version of it. But let's go look at some cuts. Not Rewire the Void. Let me see the Council Garces. I think I'll check out. Let me look at the rendered cuts rather. Let me look at the renders rather than look at So I'll go to Garces. No, do I want to do setups? Bugs, freaking gnats. That's episode 2. Yeah, so let's look at episode 1. Go to Drummond ship, the cockpit scene. I'm gonna open it up in Blender real quick. See how this was 900 frames. So yeah, and your let me see. I don't know. I'm tripping, right? All right. So come out of there. This is basically the interior of his ship. So I think it's like pretty cool looking. Let's put some light on the situation. Now, disclaimer. Sometimes my computer will shut off. So if the stream just goes dead, that's because the computer just went off. I need a new I actually need a new power supply. Alrighty then. So this is the interior of the ship. All right, let me turn the gizmos off. Now, the screens. Let me go to the screen themselves. Hold on, click it. Turn the gizmos back on. Turn this on. All right, so that should be, what is that? Okay, so yeah, I didn't name it any particular thing, so I'm gonna leave it by itself. I'm going to 2, and these screens actually move. Even though I never showed it, they move. All right, so this is the present view we're in is the viewport shading or the material preview. Okay, so I'm in the material preview right now. Let's check chat if there's anything. Nothing. All right, cool. Keep going. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this live up or not because I really am just testing. So if you look at this, let me go to this real quick. I want to check that out by itself, right? So it's just, I mean, like simple stuff, nothing too complex. And I put this thing together bit at a time. You turn Drummond off himself. You turn off Drummond. So with Drummond out of the way, and turn these. Drummond out of the way. This is his chair. You know, remember the buttons? He was pressing the buttons or whatnot. Yeah, so I think he was like, let's see, like frame. Let me go back, turn them back on. Yeah, so he's pushing the buttons right about here. All right. We go into the camera view. Cameras, goes to that space. Boom, click. He's like so not interested in what she's talking about. But if I just play it real quick so we get boom, boom.
What is it? I'm about to eat. Lady Renoir, I was just paid a visit by
me, maybe because it's muted.
By Zilker.
Nope, still not playing back. Let me go fix that playback audio. Right.
I don't care, Drummond. I want nothing to do with that man.
It should be playing. I don't know why it's not playing it back. Desktop audio's not on. Ooh, that's different. Properties. There we go. Done. Still not. Oh. Yep, not playing back. For some reason, I don't really need the playback to come from thing. It can be on the speakers. That's fine, but it's weird how it's not coming through. Oh man, that sucks. Excuse me. Ah, that sucks. Sucks. Okay, let me play with this for a second because I need that to come through. I mean, what's the sense in trying to play something back and you can't even listen to it? Like, there's talking right there. Go to it right here. See, there's talking. So for some reason the doggone things don't want to show. I hate when it does that. Whatever. All right. So yeah, there's talking right there. Oh man, it's not playing. That sucks a lot. I have it set for that. Okay, I do that. Excuse me. Okay. Uh, test one, two, test. I don't know. Let me see if it plays now.
Nothing to do with that, man.
No.
I don't care, Drummond. I want nothing.
Nope. Still nothing. Wow, that sucks. Because I just knew I had this audio set up right. I gotta play with this, huh? Audio 2 for that. Done. So, yeah. That's cool for the microphone. But what about the playback? Now I really don't know what I'm looking at. Because it's coming out of two places. Let me see if it's playing.
I care,
Oh, scrubs.
Drummond. I want nothing to do.
I can't hear it. So, let's see. Hold on.
Drummond. I want nothing.
No, that's not working either.
I drum.
That's weird. Alright. Test one, two, test. See, that means, okay, I know what it is now. Hold on. Preferences. Um, system, video, sequencer. Choo. This isn't good because I really have to think about where the audio is for this. So I haven't done this in a while. Should be on the system. Am I missing it? I'm looking past it. Close this sound. Yeah, I was looking past it. Never mind. No, I don't need to change that. So what in the world? Save. Oh man, it sucks because now I can't. Okay, I need to fix this. Totally have to fix this. And I'm trying to think about how without messing anything up on my usual for the usual for the computer itself. I don't want to mess anything up on that. You would think it would just play through though. See, that was loud.
I don't care, Drummond. I want nothing. I don't care, Drummond. I want.
It's not making any sense. All right, let me go do something. I have not better idea. I'm gonna close this. I'm going to go to the rendered file and let's see what I have on the rendered file. This one for mesh. Come on, thing. This clip. Nothing. Pause. Now that's okay. So I know on the playback, I would have to turn this on playback for me to hear it. Ooh, that was loud for me. Now this is the deal. I don't know if that's playing through or not. See, I don't think it's playing from desktop. Personally, I don't. Excuse me. And if it is, I can't tell. So let's do the audio for that. Press play here.
I don't care, Drummond. I want nothing to do with that man.
He left a message.
Okay, so now that's coming through. But let me turn this down. Let me do this instead. Press play.
What is it? I'm about to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it down.
Lady Renoir, I was just paid a visit by Zilker.
I don't care, Drummond.
Okay, so I think I fixed it. Maybe. Look, maybe. Yeah, because I mean I'm hearing it through there, but I don't know if I really want to hear it like this. Let me see if I change it from here to this back to the speakers. If I change it back to the speakers here, then I won't hear it. Let me just go to anything. No, I don't want to go to anything. I want to go to something I know for a fact it's gonna have talking, like straight out. Yeah, so I can't hear it, and therefore it's not playing back over here either. Okay, so pause. So yeah, I would have to switch between these two in order to hear it.
The faction calling themselves the Dark Ones.
All right. So what's this? Okay, I see now. So the volume there. So yeah, turn this down. It'll be all right.
Wanted to destroy the royal family and anything associated with them. They had no real reason, because the royal family didn't rule over the Ziegler with an iron rod. It was until Peleus came into power.
I still think that's too loud for my personal self on my side, but other than that, it's straight. Yeah. So okay. Excuse me. So now I should be able to go to the channel real quick. All right. So yeah, I'm going to review or look at some of the behind the scenes stuff from episode 1. So yeah, setup. So I'm gonna go back to the setup, episode 1, and I want to go back to his ship again and open it up. Now I don't know if Blender's gonna play or not. I have no clue, but I'm about to find out, right? So first one
What?
here. All right. Yep, there it is.
What is it? I'm about to eat.
Lady Renoir.
So yeah, okay. So let me click his bones. Come out, do this. Save. No, I really okay. So Drummond's keyframes. So I want his keyframes. This mouth sync, but I don't want the mouth. I want his body. So yeah, the body. There are very few motions on the body. Because the only thing I have really moving is his head in this case. That's the beauty of having the camera set up properly. Is that when you have the camera set up properly, it allows you to be able to basically
Lady Renoir.
trick.
I was just paid a visit by Zilker.
Like for instance, go back to the layout, right? The layout's going to be shaded. Right, so this is again back to the preview, the shading preview. All the way to the top. Close this out. Boom, boom. Now that action right there, and I'll go into here and look at that action itself. So go to the hand bones. That action is part of the wrist. So that's what is that? The left. Yeah. So here, I just made it a little simple motion. Whole arm moves, lifts up, moves over. Freaking bug keep trying to get in my face. Trying to kill it, it keeps getting in my face. Check the chat, nothing, nobody. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, so just a simple motion, right? All right. Come out of here, close this. Go to the next one, which should be here, where he's talking. So yeah. Now it's just a head motion.
I was just paid a visit by Zilker.
Which I like. I like that simple motion. She's talking, but as she's talking, he puts his head on his hand on his head. And look at that. Oh, my bad. Oh, keep doing that. All right. So click the whole body. I think it was just a few pieces that moved in reference to the bones. Yeah. So just a few pieces that I used, like the head, neck. Yeah. So it's just a few pieces. Head, neck, shoulders. Yeah.
I don't
Moved, and then of course this moved that and his hand. So
I don't care, drama. I want
he's
nothing to
blinking
do
like
with
I
it.
don't have time for this. he's like I don't have time for this. She's true. You know, that type of deal. Of course he goes to talking here.
He, he admitted. He said he wanted to see you, and if I didn't tell you,
Is it not sync? It is.
that he'd killed me and anyone associated.
Excuse me. So yeah, that one of the things that I realized, like as I've started doing 3D animation, is those little bitty things you can do to make adjustments the uh, to the character. So let's go to the next scene. This scene should have Zilker showing up. So yeah. So I'll bring the preview up for this one. It's just going to be the general colors. It won't be the full lit scene. So here, same thing. I'll make sure no bones or anything turned on for anybody. No, because he's the only one in the scene. Save it. Why is this so small on the screen? Okay. So comes down, boom. I'll go back to the layout. Go full on. That's fine. So the fully shaded scene looks like this with Zilker in it. So yeah, I just thought this was a pretty cool scene.
I'll assume you can hear me, Bounty Hunter.
Go back to the thing.
Call your boss and tell her I wish to see her. I've got a proposition for her.
It does this ghosting effect. If you see that over there, it does this ghosting effect, which I think is a trip.
For her.
I'm just looking at the different. I do this when I'm animating. Sometimes I'll go back between the excuse me material view and the render view, and then the base view.
If you refuse, I will kill you and all of your associates.
Yeah, I think that's what he's just cold blooded. No matter which way you cut it, and you come in here, and that is just a singular plane. Let me go to that flash. So I'll go to it and see it's just a singular plane, right? And a lot of people, don't. I mean, like for the games, a lot of things have 2D stuff, and it just in the 3D environment, I just think it's cool to use those things to further stuff. What's going on, Jonathan? Uh, Blender. So let you know. I well, explosion effects. If you're still here, explosion effects. Um, it depends because if I use those type of effects, then what would set me up for it makes render times less. And I have them. I've used them in other things. I just think that people are looking for these big impact explosions rather than a real quick sparkle and flame. So to answer your question, yeah, as I go on, I'll start to use more, what would be the right word, I guess. I'll use more explosion, more effects in reference to explosions, I guess to say, be the best way to put it. So hope I answered your question. Not sure if you're still there or not, but let's keep going. Excuse me. So that was that one. Don't save, don't need to save. I'll go to, was it Garces? No, I don't want to do Garces. Fuck this up. Renoir's hideout. I actually like this scene. I think it's one of the cooler scenes. So yeah, I trying to think about what else. Oh yeah, so again, she's sitting there. She's supposed to be reading a book. So in the original cut where I messed up at is that I didn't put her eyes down. So we're going to the shaded view, right? I never dropped her eyes, which was a trip. So I was like, oops, I forgot to drop her eyes. All right, my bad. Responding to chat. I mean, sorry, comments. And I know I should be doing that right now on the live stream, right? Let's see, the way I'm set up is I just be chilling, be in no rush, no hurry. No rush, no hurry, no rush, no hurry, no rush, no hurry. While looking at a stream also. So yeah. All right, so here you can clearly see her eyes are not in any way, fashion, or form looking down at the book. I mean, they're down, but they're not looking down like they could be. Right. So I messed up there. Right. And I wanted her to blink, but she didn't. Then Zelka shows up. Boom. Go away, bud. And she looks up like, oh, what is going on here? I pressed the wrong button and the wrong thing. Okay. All right. Just making sure nothing's there. All right. So, what? Yeah. So, excuse me. let me think about what I was about to say because I lost track of my thought. Oh yeah, like here, I like this cut right here because when she looks up, she's genuinely like, "Why is he here?" So we go into the animation tab, go to where it's at, and look at it from here.
I'd figured your puppet would call,
I'll turn it on in there.
leading me directly to you.
As soon as I turn it on, it gets to lagging out. I know, I hate that.
What is it that you want? Oh, I'm not here to kill you.
I like that line. Like, see, that's another thing too. Is a lot of people tend not to, and they'll try to animate without it being against the lines, and or they'll animate. Like I tend to animate the lip flaps first or the mouth first, the dialogue. Not all the time. It depends on what I'm doing, and then I'll animate the body afterwards or the head actions as I go on. Like with verses and a couple of the series I have coming, there's going to be way more body motions, but right now I'm keeping them pretty much to a minimum because I just want to focus on making a specific impact. I'm trying to think of the word. I just want to focus on making a specific impact with the story. So as you can see, as I develop the episodes more and more, or the episodes go further, what's happening is I'm able to ooh, Discord. I'm able to I'm sorry, not able to. As I go forward, the more I'm adding more animation to each individual character and to each individual episode. So there's more expanding actions and whatnot. Like a good example, if you haven't seen it, I'll go to it now. Matter of fact, I'll just make that happen now. Go to episode 2. Let's say right here, go to the ruins. I want to say it's the second shot. Yes, the second shot. So I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it's this shot. Oh, wait a minute. Come in here. Okay, so yeah, this shot right here. This shot, I'll put in the shaded completely. This shot alone, okay, because the entire scene, this entire shot is 960 frames. But this shot alone, where Zelka shows up, like just these little things like that, like him, not him, like it does like a video game, doesn't it? But let me go to Zelka real quick. Zoom over to him. Pull out. All right, so like right here where you see like his like these little actions where he lands real gently, just that little stuff is the sort of things that I want to add. And the only reason why I had his eyes look back, let me go backward on that because that's not going to be fast enough. Okay, so here, foot goes down, zoom,
I,
eyes.
I am no longer a pawn of the heavens.
So even there, shaking everything, nothing. Okay. So one of the things I looked at was I was like, okay, do I just have him flash in like, a quick teleport, or should he like drop down because he was already there and he's just revealing himself to Zuthos? So this is of course episode 2. So if you haven't seen episode 2, go check it out now. Episode 3, it's going to be a while before it drops because I have a lot of little pieces I got to put together for that, and I'm still dealing with some things that has happened over the last few weeks. So once I get all those things out of the way, then I'll be able to focus 100% on getting the next episode out. And I'm sad to say that, but it's just the reality of what I'm having to deal with right now via life itself. Uh, Outside of that, like I was saying, I wanted to have more detailed actions with certain characters. Like for instance, this scene right here with uh, Rish, like he's he's making these blocks come up, right? So the blocks are coming up. This plane, let me put this up. That plane you saw right there is an energy plane, so that's not the blocks. Discord again. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so that's let me just go to the full render view. All right, so if I come out of here and I back up. All right, these because he's gonna build something here. So that was the whole point of him doing what he's doing, right? So as these come up, they're coming up, boom, 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 boom. Then he floats down. So let's go into the camera view when they come up. And of course he drops. All right, so again, that's another set of actions where he lands softly and it goes over to him. So that's one of those things where I wanted to just create these extra actions without it being like just this kind of stiff 1-2-1. And that was what I wanted to. That's the sort of stuff that as time has gone by, I've become more comfortable with doing that, because I can be honest and say that one of the main difficulties in doing hold on in doing one of the main difficulties in doing, it's 10 minutes, hold on, go to live. One of the main difficulties in doing animation is not getting lazy, for me anyway, is not getting lazy and taking shortcuts on the animation. Like, for instance, I could, this shot right here that you see right here on the screen right now, I could literally just leave it and make every shot literally just a POV shot, and all you get is minimal head movement, voiceover, the dialogue, animation, and some eye animation, and you go, oh my goodness, there's a lot going on. And then when there's time for like a big climactic scene, go through the motions on making that scene a lot, put a lot of energy into that scene, a lot of energy into the animation. Check the chat. Nothing. Gotcha. Not sure who the one is, but what's up? What's going on? Say whatever you got to say. I'll check the chat here and there. But that's what I want to look at. So now let me go to this other shot. Okay, so just again, this is me just talking about putting in extra animations. Like, even though I'm looking at ROD, it doesn't just have to be ROD. Like, even when I do the verses, I look at one of my favorite scenes was from the last episode, and I think it's the last episode. I might be wrong. Yeah, it was the last episode. So not there. Yeah, was it here? Yeah, Uriega. And let's open this up real quick. Was it this one? No, that's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. Where is it? Is it this one? I'm trying to make sure, because I want to make sure that I'm not going to the dialogue shots. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. That one. So hopefully that's the shot and it's not in the wrong place. Close this out. Okay, yeah, so yeah, this shot right here, I like this one. So let me open it up. Let me turn the stuff on. Let the shading pop up. And this thing's gonna take a second for this one, because it's got a lot going on in it. So still waiting. Okay, yeah, no problem, Jonathan. Like, yeah, that's one of the things that, like, it's one of the things with animating is when you do a lot of effects, it slows down the process. So one of the biggest things I have to do when it's still loading. One of the biggest things I have to do when I'm doing an animation is try to reduce the amount of time it takes me to render, because I as you see, I try to put content out consistently. So when there's a lot of extra stuff like sparkles and flames, it literally takes more render time. Like, look at this scene by itself. Just look at this scene. I mean, look at it. You see how it's lagging as it turns? Because there's so much going on in that scene. I mean, look at all the lights. Look at all the textures. So with that being that way, it literally takes a lot more energy. I mean, a lot more time to render. So I take my time, and I tend to try not to put too many explosions and stuff in the scenes. Like, let's press play. Okay, didn't want to work just then. All right, let me click this again. Oh, it's deciding that it wants to be frozen. All right, gotcha. It's not responding. This scene, This is one of the biggest scenes I have because this scene literally takes 3.4 gigabytes of space to run. Okay, so yeah, still running. All right, like of course, if you haven't seen the Versus series, go check it out. This is the season finale episode, but I just wanted to look at this here in reference to looking at detail of actions. So in a second, I'm gonna skip, and then you see him walking off. Now, if I go back to the model view, you'll see it just snaps straight to him walking. Right. So that's an action that, because it takes so much to animate that action, instead of having you see him walk all the way to the location, I just have him stop where he stops. Cool, cool, John. All right, so I mean, keep going. So now this is the thing. He stops at a certain time frame. Like he stopped already. Like when you saw him walking, he walked only so far. See, it snaps. This is the illusion of animation. And a lot of people don't realize that this happens a lot in animation. That's why I say this behind the scenes workflow stuff. Because I mean, people are like, oh man, they kind of disappoint. I'm like, no, I like seeing the behind the scenes stuff personally. So let me do this. See, like right there, it snaps forward. He walks only so far, then he stops. The camera is the only thing still moving. Okay, so when I turn this on, you can see the camera is still moving. Right? So let's go into the camera view. Go back, snap back. It's looking at him. I'm going to turn this off again. All right, so it's looking at him. And then snap. You know, so because it's just that transition. And this happens in all animation. Like no one's just animating one long clip of something because it would take forever to render. And that's the thing that I try to convey to a lot of people when I'm animating. So, oh well, thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, look down here in the corner where my arrow is. You see where it says 3.4? Yeah, that's the gigabytes of memory being used from my RAM. But I have 20 gigs of RAM, so I'm not really too concerned. But it does make it lag in the program itself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I try not to pull any punches, but at the same time, I'm still set out to improve because there's a lot I could do, but because it's just me, it takes a lot. So I tend to slow down and try to plan out my scenes. Like for instance, let me show something. Let's see, the Hall of Ministers. A lot of people never really got a chance to look at the Hall of Ministers. Um, I don't know which one is one. Let me check this one to see, because I might have the wrong one. All right, yeah, I have the right one. So let me cut the lights on in this one. I think that's the right one. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so this is oh, it's still loading. Yeah. So like this one. Let me turn this stuff off. Can't see all those things. Like this is the original Hall of Ministers for Versus, right? I mean, look at the textures for the ground. I mean, look at how even the flames, I mean, the flames up here move. A lot of people, I mean, from the first scene ever, these move. So when I move this, they're not stationary. So when you see the first, but it's also a 2D plane, so it's not a singular plane. Like for instance, if I go to the original scene, episode 1, Hall of Ministers, I want to say it's this one. Oh, is it that one? Yeah, let's go to it anyway. I'm just gonna go to it anyway, just see what happens. No, that's not it. Okay, so that's not the scene I want. It's got to be. Oh no, that's right. It's got to be that one then. I need the opening scene. I don't know where the opening scene is. Is this it? I'm trying to find the opening scene. It's strange how I don't have it. Is this episode 1? Yeah. I think I know what happened. Let me go back to the setup. Oh my goodness. I think I messed up. Yeah, I did. I don't know where the first. Oh, I know what happened. I accidentally deleted the first cut of this, which was crazy. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Because this is supposed to be the scene right here. But I think this is where, yeah. Michael shows up, or is it?
Minister, the evils seem to be keeping their distance.
Yeah, it's lagging. I don't know why. All right, what's going on, Superman? It's the deal. Well, I mean, if I had a render farm, I would definitely be using it a lot because I know how I am. I would be pumping out episodes literally every other day. Literally every other day with ease because it's just one of those things where it's like um I think like okay, like we're talking about the Hall of Ministers. Anyway, if I had a rented farm, I'd be pumping out stuff every day. But one of the places I think a lot of people overlook was this one. Was this Pay City scene, which for some reason why am I in oh that's the setup. Why is she in there? Ooh, that's not good right here at all. Should not be in the setup. I know why. Never mind. Well, let's just ignore all of that and do this. Get rid of Vesta, Damien, Thailand, cameras, effects. All I need is this. So I cut that off. Turn this on. And I worked on this scene for a long time. Yeah, I'm doing good, Superman, man. I mean, like I'm doing all right. I'm just doing a live to test my microphone and uh what would be the next thing to say? And to show some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, here we go. Click that, zoom up to it. All right. So these doors actually move. Let me turn this on so we can see the door. The door actually moves. It closes, opens and closes. All the doors open and close actually. This one opens and closes also. So I didn't just put doors there and like they're just not there for nothing. So say 45, right? But I can go inside the building. I mean, inside the building is a refrigerator, stove, and a dishwasher. I don't know why I put that in there, but I did. So yeah, yeah, and then like the water tank. I mean, there's air conditioners. This water tank here. Like I think the details on this water tank are superb. Oh, it's so close. Let me click it so I don't have to keep doing all that. All right. Yeah. I mean, you can really get in there and see the rust. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I even did the pipe for it. Of course, you have. So, and I put more than one in there too. Matter of fact, let's see what I have here. Yeah, this one. I like this one being on the mound. Like I think it was like episode 2 or 3, maybe 4, where Wayman and Tang are in this scene. Yeah, I mean, I modeled all these things myself, so it's not like I have anybody doing it for me or buying anything. Sometimes I buy stuff, but not all the time. One of my favorite cuts is this. One of my favorite areas. Oops, where am I at? Okay, Juso said. Okay, so Sydney Road, right? Turn it up way. Still waiting on textures to load, so bear with me. I don't know why that was just there by itself. Let's see what we got. Well, it depends on the model. I mean, what type of model you talking about? Because it depends. The reason why I say it depends is can the model be imported? Depends on the import type. Like for instance, if I download a model from somewhere, it's either going to be what you call a .obj, like a dot object, or yes, I make all the scenes, John. If Superman, what I was saying is either be a .obj or it'll be a .fbx or a dot. Uh, it's one other one, but most people use FBX or object. Uh, yeah, I try to put as much detail as I can into them. It's not always that easy. Like for instance, this is one of my favorite scenes. Let me cut the actual lighting on in the scene. Like this one, I don't think this is yes, this is the full cut. So, like for instance, this scene, I mean, where is it? Click something, guy. All right, like for instance, this right here. Like, I mean, I did the plant, the bench. There's rhubarb down there, some broken up stuff. Even right here, there are some papers. You know, just some thrown away debris. The buildings, the ground. Now, the only thing in this scene that is kind of makeshift are the doors, because these doors aren't like full doors. Like if I click this here, it's just a plane. It's just a plane that's still attached to the building. So I didn't like do any particular thing for the doors on this because they weren't going to be open on this particular scene. Okay. So when I actually use this scene, which we'll go to right now, since this is what is this episode? What episode was that used in? Oh, I messed up. Hold on. Give me a second. No, bro, no. Okay. Versus. Going to episodes. I want to say it was episode 4. No, it's not episode 4. Episode 5. Nope. Episode 3. Yep. Episode 3. Juso Road. And the Waitman shot. So. What you send me, Superman? What did you send me? I would have to open this. What is this? What is this model that you sent, Superman? I see that. Well, I mean, I ain't mad at it about not knowing how to model, but yeah, I use FBX models. Like, actually, tell you all the models and everything I'm using. This is an FBX model. So, uh, yeah, all the models I'm using are FBX, John. So this scene's 1,000 frames. Take this stuff to the side. So for instance, again, we just looked at Juso Road. So if I come out of here, you see this is still that's that same cut. See, it's just this one thing here. But you know, again, when you use the camera right, you can see all the stuff you need to see. So, okay, but what is the model? That's what I'm saying. What is it? Because it doesn't tell me what. I mean, it says it's something for injustice. What is this? Who is it? Is it Superman or somebody or what? I mean, I'll open it up, but right. I mean, after I get done with the live and check it out. I mean, if that's what you want me to do. I mean, if the model can be used, because sometimes you can download a model and it doesn't have bones or a rig, so it can't be animated unless somebody rigs it. I don't do rigging, so it just depends. Okay, so for instance, this scene right here, and this is from Versus, so if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Now, right here, I'm gonna go back. Now, I know this cut right here, where you see the guy up there. The reason why I made it so short is because I didn't want it to last forever when it pops up. I want him to be shocked. It's supposed to be like, what? Then he takes off. Now, I'm gonna pull up out of here real quick. And I think I'll click his close. All right, so you might think, what's this right here? That is the thing. Like, there's this stuff that you just don't see when you put on the render view. It disappears. A lot of transparency are in here. It's a lot of stuff. Like I tell people all the time, even in your video games, your character, like say you playing Xenoverse 2 or something, or you playing Z Fighters or DBZ Kakarot, or you could be playing Call of Duty. There are things that are on the character you can't see because it's transparent until you need it. Like for instance, when that character is using that weapon's always on them. You just can't see it. Not because it's not on camera. You can't see it because it has a transparency trigger. So they'll throw it behind their back, but it disappears. So even if you're in first person view, I mean, if you're in third person view, you still can't see it until you go to pull it out. And then the transparency clicks off and it makes it visible again. And then you can see it. So see how it just did, that piece disappeared? It's no longer there. All right. So for instance, I'm going to go above on this. So I want you to see what I did here. All right. So hopefully you can see that pretty well. All right. So the guy's here. He's here. Now there's two things I need to do. Let me turn off the... no, I'm not going to do it like that. Come in here. I'll do it this way. Because I don't want to mess anything up on this. I want to keep my volume, but I just don't want to cut off the thing. All right, so I'll go back into the layout. All right, so I turned the volume off, so all that haze is gone. All right, what you got? Okay, nothing yet. Okay, so if we look here, This is where Wayman is. When I'm gonna press play.
I've seen your handiwork.
See how fast he took off. So that was one of those things where I wanted. That's one of the effects that I want. So I just felt like it was just the best route to take. So I will go back and put the volume back in. And see the volume, what it does is it creates this smoky look. Okay, so if I come over here and hit 0 for this, it goes away. Come on, thing, 0. I said 0. Why isn't it working? Is my number pad off? My number pad's off. Never mind. All right, so now you see how it went away because there's now no volume. So 0.01, and then it's back again. All right, so let's go into the camera scene. Let's look at the scene.
I've seen your handiwork, and I will not allow you to escape this time.
And that's now here. All right, I have to go all the way back to Wayman again. All right, so let's just shoot over. Oh. Let me do this instead. Cool. All right. Uh-oh. Now, here, you see, those are the particles that he's going to fire off. And again, if I do this, you'll see the particles are coming from this circle, this plane. I mean, well, this circle plane. So that object, and that's the object that I'm using for that. Is it? I mean, I'm not sure it gets back to the render speed if you well, yeah. Okay, when I render, what I tend to render it is about, I tend to render out at 1080, but once I go to do my final render in the, for my edits for YouTube, I render them at 720, and I only do that so it wouldn't take days. You're right; it would take days. So, because because like right now, I don't know how well my stream is rendering. Okay, and why I say that because I never set a render setting for the stream. So whatever you're seeing right now is probably because the scene itself is ghosting, so it's not at a low resolution because the resolution that's on right now is 2K. So is it? But that's what I see. So I don't know what the live sees, what you can see on live, but from my screen, my actual computer screen is in 2K. So I'm seeing it be over 1080. All right. But yeah, but those are the particles, and then if I can just push it forward some, he fires them off. So now it fires again. Now those things are firing down off and hitting him. So if we go back to the camera view, we can see that.
You will all be destroyed.
No.
Now that's another thing too. Is I'll go back real quick, like right here. Come on, thing. All right, so scroll forward a little. All right, so now, like you talking about, Jonathan, about explosions and stuff, like that smoke right there is a plane, and it's not exactly easy to do, but I call it smoke. You see it here, and then the explosion at the bottom down here is coming from. See how all this is? That's a plane, and then the smoke is coming from another plane. I mean, the particles are coming from another plane there. But the plane, this one plane, this little bitty piece right here is the smoke, and it's doing all of that. So on camera, I got it clipped out, and then and it's depth of field on it, so it has this blur on it. So as it goes forward, and then the smoke goes away, and then here he lands. This I love this shot because of how he lands. Because you get to see this direct view, but everything behind it is blurred out, and I really like that. Well, I don't know if it would really be next level, and the reason why I say this is because what I'm trying to do right now. If you ever heard of the program called Character Creator 3, right? Um, if we, well, let's take time out. Let's do that real quick. All right, give me a second, guys. The channel. All right, so let me do this. What I'll do is I'll open. Matter of fact, I didn't even have to close Blender. Well, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's say digital state, right? So I have this. Um, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? 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 Is it this one? Ooh, I could. I don't remember. I don't think this is the one. Okay, no, it's not. It's not the one. All right, I have to let it load up because it don't load first. That's not the right one. I know which one it is now. Okay, so for instance, it still didn't load up. Is it Linden or Olin? It's Olin. All right, so all right. Okay, so the series I want to do called Digital State, right? Right. Well, thank you, sir. Well, I mean, the doing a tutorial on it would be, I mean, it'd be cool, but not necessarily something that I'm exactly inclined to do well because I don't really do that. So let's look at this character, and this is one of the characters I got from Character Creator 3. So you talking about next level? This would be next level. Uh, the problem is to use these types of characters or these characters from Character Creator 3. I would need an iPhone or iPad that has the facial recognition and motion capture features on it to use the program called iClone in order to animate the faces well. But this right here would realistically be the next level right here. I mean, like, let's look at this. I mean, like, real talk. Like, look at this. Like, you tell me that that's not next level right there. Like, this would be the next level for me. Okay, let me do that. So yeah, that would be the next level for me. All right. So yeah, I mean, he's just on point. And I have other characters that I can bring in that, uh, like, I mean, look at that. Look at the level of detail in those boots. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, I know for a fact that I mean, like, it just looks good, and I want to use these guys for a series, and I have 5 of them to use, and so I've been thinking about starting a Patreon, but I feel like I need more subs to be doing that. I don't think I should be doing a Patreon at this level, and that's the thing. This is the thing. That's why I want to use the other character creator. This thing here, not this. Hold on. Come on, thing, go down. Oh my goodness. This program here, okay, because it's just monster, okay. uh it allows you to be able to do a lot more than I can with the other program called Make Human, which is this program here, right. It's just one of those things. So how much time I'm in on? An hour? Yeah. So this is one of those things where I was looking at, I was like, do I use that or not? I mean, because one of the issues I have with using these guys is they use, in order to animate the face and the mouth, it uses what you call shape keys. So if I use the shape keys, it would take more time to animate. Even though I could set up a rig, but I mean I have to set up a rig 5 times because again, there are 5 characters. Okay, so or 4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. So I would have had to have 4 face rigs, not including any extra characters that I may end up with. And this would be next level, as far as I'm concerned. And I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you completely, John, at all. I'm just saying, like, the render itself doesn't, to me, the render itself doesn't take away from an animation or take away from the art. I think what takes away from it is what you don't have, and what you don't have, or what could be in it that could make it epic. And I think that's one of the biggest things that happens to a lot of people's projects, is that those projects die because they don't have the things they need to make it great. And that's pretty much where I'm at with that. Other than that, I mean, it's it's cool. Like, for instance, let's say I open this up, right? This is a guy that I made in Make Human, but I made him to be a cyberpunk guy, Okay, so I made his jacket. I gave him the whole shebang on looking. You know, he has a cyber ring on. Has all these illuminated colors and whatnot. I mean, his eye is bionic. Has a little metal face piece. Couple of little signs beside his neck. I mean, it's just a few little things. I mean, it's nothing special because this isn't as good as the other model. What's going on there? All time. Well, I mean, I already okay for like that Tomodachi. He they Tomodachi. I got his quick rigger already. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. The face rigger is different now. Now I haven't gotten a face rigger, and I know it's only $5, and I might get it, but I'm not sure if it would work well. And I say this again because it needs bones. So the way that his auto riggers work is that I ain't mad at you, bro. I've been up since 6:45 this morning. So, but his face rigger John works with a. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's just say if I use his auto rigger, right? So I don't have it set up right now, so I have to go look for it in my thing. So let me put auto in. All right, so it's I typed that's so wrong. Okay, so I have IK Auto Rigger. This is his Auto Rigger, right? Then I have Auto Rig Pro. So I can use Auto Rig Pro with it, but the problem with using Auto Rig Pro is it doesn't always work well. I mean, I can do it, but again, having to do character after character after character takes away from my process. That's the whole point. But this is the Dai's Auto Rigger, this Auto IK Rigger, right? So it's already loaded up. I mean, I can literally um, bring it up and use it, but I just don't like using it because in order for it to work properly, I need it to have where is it? I need to have I can't think of the words. I need to have bones. But let me show you this instead. I'll do this. Let me close this out. All right, say for instance, man, like this program itself is okay, but I don't this program here is fine. Like say I go to this right here, pick guy, I'll pick this guy. All right, create new human. Now I shouldn't be doing this right now because I'm supposed to be doing something else, but whatever. Zoom down on them. All right. Okay. So go to the next tab. We're gonna randomize his face. We're gonna do that face. Go to the next tab. On. Don't care. Go to the next tab. Let's pick some hair for him. Which hair should we pick? Pick a hair. Pick a hair. Say it now. Say it fast. Say it slow. Pick a hair. Pick a hair. I think I'll give him the fro. Unless one of y'all pick something else. It's gonna lag. I don't know why it's lagging. It shouldn't, but it is. If the computer goes off, my bad. Oh, you was up? Well, I went to sleep. I mean, I woke up at 6 something. All right, so we got that. Next tab. Don't worry about the hair. It does that so that the hair so it doesn't slow the render down. Okay, so let's go to the creation phase. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I just want to show what it looks like. All right, so now the next phase is for clothes. And this is this little thing is cool, but the thing is what I don't like about it is it's limited on clothes and it doesn't have a facial rig. Again, this is another thing that doesn't have any facial rigs and it doesn't have it doesn't have a bones for the face. It has some for the eyes and like these two little things I guess for the lips, but it doesn't do anything. It uses shape keys. So I can't again do anything with the mouth that I would like to do. Let's just do a suit and tie. We'll do a suit and tie. Okay, footwear. We give them these right here. That's cool. All right, push him out some. Let me go out some. So, okay. And then I'll turn this off. I'll turn it on and go from there. So his hair is going to be black by default. All right, so waiting on it to load up. This little net is driving me crazy. Say the afro skin fade. I mean, I think I can change his hair. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. It's been a while. And because I'm streaming, I guess my graphic card, this little net is driving me and I can't kill it for nothing. I killed one, now I tried to kill another one. It's driving me. I don't know where they come from. Got this plant over here, and this plant I think is like creating bugs. I don't know. It's driving me. Anyway, well, while I'm waiting on that, did it finish? Yeah, it finished. See how crazy his head looks? Let me go to creation phase. I'll turn this hair on. Okay, so his hair's back on. All right, so I'll close the creation phase. Okay, so I'll go to a pose, pick a pose. Matter of fact, Rigify. It wants me to generate. Now it tells me I can generate a Rigify rig, which I think is funny because the Rigify rig. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'll click this generate rig, right? Now this is what I was saying, Jonathan, about there being no facial bones. Like I could animate the body all day and have them doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but I can't animate their face. So without the facial rig, it hurts because I could create a lot of high fidelity characters, a lot of good looking, extremely well detailed characters, but they won't be talking, and I need them to talk. Okay, so like for instance here, okay, so this rig is already set up. Now when I come in here and I go to, I'm gonna come out of the, I'm gonna go back into the solid mode. So I'll click, come on thing. All right, so I'll click this, double click that. All right, it's supposed to be a lot of subdivisions on this thing. Yeah, let me turn the subdivisions down. 0, simplify. Okay, so with simplify on, it should make it move a little bit smoother. It's not gonna do it. All right, it's still lagging. I know why it's lagging. Hold on. Give me seeking. All right, go into creation phase. He's gonna be naked in the head. All right, so now, all right, there it is, right there. So, see what I'm saying? Like I can do all of that. I can even go as far as to move his eyes. His eyes will move. His face will move with it. Everything around it will move with it. Okay? Like even if I come back here again and go into this mode, I'm saying like it'll work. It's gonna lag a little bit because I'm using a lot of processing power right now. But you see the fidelity of the character. Hey, let's come back in here. I'll go back and turn his hair back on, right? Like there's pretty good detail in that character. Like very good detail in that character. Okay? But I can't animate his mouth. There's no mouth bones. Do you see any? There aren't any, right? Okay, so that's gonna hurt me. It's not gonna help me. So now they have expressions, but what does that do for me? You see what I'm saying? Like it has these various expressions. Like for instance, this one. It said constipated. But it's constipated. Who let's see what that look like on with the shader on. I mean, like I guess he's constipated. It's supposed to be a constipated face. I guess. Expression, poses. Since Rigify on, I can't use the poses, so I can use expressions. I mean, I could probably come up with a pose library for it, but that's just gonna take too much. This says talking. Like, how does it even work? How is he talking? He's not even saying words. Like, this is talking. How is he talking? His teeth aren't even open. Now, that's another thing too I wanted to show you. Watch this. I'm gonna click the model, right? Yeah, I know it's weird. All right, so as I click the model, his mouth is missing, right? Okay, so let's click his mouth. That's his top teeth. Click his bottom teeth. All right, now now another reason why it's difficult to animate with this. Yeah, I mean, you saying that, but watch this here. Look, let me show you something. You saying it, right? I have Auto Rig Pro, and I can go in here and auto rig the face. I can literally go in and auto rig this face. But let me show you something about the face. This tongue is not a separate part, and the auto rigger needs this to be a separate part. Even if I separate it, it's not going to work right. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried time and time again. It's frustrated me beyond my limits. So I have to come in here and literally take all of this. Let's say I do that, right? And I go, right? I just get all of that right there. All right, so okay. I don't know if I want all of that, but anyway. Yeah, it's still not all of it. Still not the whole tongue. Well, I guess it is the whole tongue. Let me go back into the wireframe view. So yeah, it's the whole tongue. So, okay. Like underneath here, I got all of that underneath there. And it's on the side. So let's say I separate that tongue, right? So to separate by selection, wrong button is Shift P. I mean, not Shift P. I did that wrong. Control. Yeah. What? Make vertex parent. No, that's not what I want. What are you doing? That's strange. Oh, P. My bad. I'm separate by selection. Never mind. I messed it up. All right. So now I click it. This is separate, right? Go back into material view. I mean solid view. Hit G, and you see how I made a second one? It did not get rid of the first one. I don't know why it does that. I don't know how it does that. But there's no way in the world it should have two of these. Okay? Because once you take something away, it's supposed to separate from it. So if I click this and I do this, say I click L on that and I hit G, this is a separate part. You see that? Okay. I hit L on that, it literally selects everything underneath it. So that means that there's a duplicate here somewhere. See, this says backup, don't delete. So there's a duplicate of this entire person. I don't need the duplicate. What's going on, Kothan? Which I think is funny how both of y'all have the same last part of your name. Nothing happened to him. I'm just doing some behind the scenes stuff, just looking at different things. So yeah, I have the face. I can auto rig it right now. I can literally auto rig it, but it doesn't work right because it needs bones and it uses shape key. So the only thing, so I have this tutorial. I still haven't watched it. I'm gonna go check the tutorial out and go from there and see what happens with that. This live is not. I'm not gonna keep it on the top. I'm probably gonna put it underneath. It's gonna be in the thing, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But anyway, I'm probably gonna stop the stream because my computer is telling me that I am running out of space for some reason, and I don't know why. I think it's Streamlabs. I need to go correct something in Streamlabs because it's been tripping. And yeah, it's been fun, guys. Sorry if I didn't really like give put a lot of energy into some stuff, but and talk about ROD. But I hope to be able to stream, try to use a weekend or something and stream me animating a scene or two. I'll let you guys kind of see the process and go from there. So with that being said, I'm gonna excuse me, go back to the channel again. You know what it is, Kwasi Media. I also have a second channel which I actually am on right now. I'm actually logged into that channel, which is called Kwasi Animation Studio, and it has a few tutorials on it, showing how, because like you were saying that, John, it shows how to do some basic things. So, and then I have this one where I did a whole entire series. It was it 6 videos from part 1 to part 6 of how I put together this actual scene right here, and I'll play it real quick.
I have a plan that will give both of us what we want.
Somehow, your talents have been preferred over the others, including myself. However, I feel as though you cannot accomplish this task, and that the faith of the guild is faulty.
I'll stop you there. Those talents you speak of far exceed your own. Therefore, your lack of faith means nothing. Nor does it change the fact that I have a mission to complete for the sake of the guild. I will give you a word of warning. Stay out of my way, or suffer the consequences of your immaturity, child.
That particular video, I did that video, and yeah, I got you, John. I hope that you checked out what I just played a second ago, and thank you, Cole. And that particular, like that entire, I can't even think of words, like on this particular channel is basically where I was putting like out, because I have to start doing more things. Because I did a shader tutorial for Xenoverse 2 also. People that were exporting stuff from Xenoverse 2 that still wanted it to look like the game. But yeah, I did certain things: advanced shaders, lighting basics, simple render settings, stuff for beginners, cartoon shading, world building, and basically me creating the characters. I go through the entire process of creating these characters. Excuse me, and like matter of fact, let me see where it's at, because I know I just said I'm about to get off, but like let's go. Yeah, let's go with Vargas. So I'll open him up quick. Let me close this. So open it up. Yeah, I mean, like that's one of those things. Like for instance, like you'll see it here in a second. I will go to it because I have him set up already. Like for instance, this is the Necromancer Vardis, and he yeah, I mean his clothing is pretty simple. Like I didn't I didn't want it to be like overly done, and everybody's clothes pretty simple in both cuts. I actually did all the clothing. Like I didn't download anything from anywhere. I did everything myself. So that was one of the biggest steps that I took, because I wanted to get accustomed to doing that type of thing. And I'm cool with doing that, but this was just for a small animation. So since I was doing a small little, 1 or 2 minute cut, that's why I chose what I chose. Excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, so right here, like like for instance, the mask, it's just one piece, So if I hide it, that's his face. That's what he looks like under the mask. Even if I hide it, like if I hide all of that, that's all gone. Okay, so he's moving. He's actually in motion right now. I don't know what I had him doing. I think I had him walking. Oh yeah, I think he was walking. I don't know why it's lagging like that. Yeah, he's walking. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the start walking, where he starts walking and then he stops. So yeah, that was is that an animation? Is that still on? Wow. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Let me turn this on real quick. Alright, turn it off, because I don't want it playing right now. Alright, so now when I come over to him, we can look at him by himself without all the extra stuff. Alright, I'll turn it off real quick. So yeah, I just wanted it to be a few separate pieces. I mean, that piece was separate. This piece is separate. You know, let me hide it again. So yeah, I mean, had on, you know, these are just boots, and I went through the entire process. So like even the shading was more of an anime shader than a regular skin shader. So I felt like that was the best way to shade them for this because I didn't want it to. I didn't want to go through the whole process of trying to do a lot of skinning and stuff like that. Well, I guess so, John. I mean, I'm I'm doing what I feel comfortable with, and I think a lot of people are doing that. One of the issues that I have with the 3D uh, animation world is that a lot of people are not collabing because they're so busy worried about a lot of the wrong things rather than just putting out content. Like as you see, I don't deal in trying to make parodies of other anime. Um, I just do my own series. I just use the models I use because I don't model. So if I'm not using like Make Human or Character Creator 3 to create characters, then my entire then I'm just using models that are available to me to actually create the stories I'm creating. You know, so yeah, I mean, this is just one of the things. Like I like his clothes, how they fade from black to white. You know, I think that's cool right there because he's supposed to be like the most powerful of the necromancers, and then you have this guy, which I think I have him doing something too. Yeah, he's looking down. Let me turn his stuff on, and I'll jump out here in a second. Let's see, almost an hour and a half. Oof. I don't know if I'm gonna. Ooh, come on, babe. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the keep the live up on the channel because I. This is true because I've streamed twice, and I know I should have. I shouldn't step on my episode like that, but I should have waited a few days. But I was like, I needed to test this mic, and I figured I'd go for about an hour. So yeah, his clothes, like his hood is separate, his jacket is separate, and then he has these beads. Let's see if I do those beads like. So yeah, put the cloak back on him. I just think that's a cool cloak because the colors and everything. I just think that cloak's cool, and then his hood. And the hood was a pretty simple thing, but I find myself having a difficult time with it. Excuse me. I only say that because when I like, for instance, if I go back into solid mode, right, and you see it, it looks like it's just plain as it want to be, right? I mean, look at the. You say, oh, there's a lot going on, but not really. It was just you would be surprised what I used to make it. Like if I was to sit here right now and say I went new, I'm still going right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your compliment. I appreciate that. Like for instance, let's say you're modeling, right? And you want to make a hood or something like that. We're gonna go straight to this thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go do something like this. Right? My bad. 45, right? Why is it doing that? Let me hold on. Y'all give me a second. Because I got an idea here. I think I know why this is doing this. And it shouldn't. No problem. No problem. I'm about to drop off myself. So take care of your business, man. Thanks for coming through. All right. So yeah. Anyway, I catch this face. I delete this face, right? So I'll delete the face. So now I delete those faces. All right. Then I'm gonna delete this face and this face. I delete those faces. Now this is what I have left. And what I want to do is I want to take this thing and I want to subdivide. So I'm gonna pick the whole thing. Hit W. Go to subdivide. I only want to subdivide this one time, right? This is what I'm going to do once. I'm not going to do subdivide any more than one time. Now, for some reason, it's got an edge on it, so I'm going to get rid of those faces. Don't know why I did that, so I'm going to subdivide. So pick everything, subdivide it one time. There we go. All right, now it's done. Okay. And let me see. Yeah, Alright, so now I did that. Do this here. I'm gonna come over here and subdivide it. You see what it did on the subdivision? Weird, right? Alright. Go to 2 on it. Okay. Alright, since there's nothing that is attached to, it's gonna make it weird for some reason. Because this should have been. Ooh, that's an extra one? Delete that vert. Okay, there we go. Why is there extra vertices? That thing is weird. Let me do this instead. I don't know what happened there. How I got double what I did. Alright. Alright. Come in here. Face select. Matter of fact, I want to do that one. Subdivide. Now I want to face select. Delete those faces. Reverse. Just that fast, I'm back to where I was at a second ago. There we go. Alright. So let's say there was a head underneath there. So what I'll do is come out of here, do this, I'll put a sphere in, go up, head's too big, say about yay big, right? Alright. So because I want this to move the way I want, I'm gonna use my simply cloth deal. I'm gonna create cloth. I'll make this cloth cotton. And I'll make this head a collision, but I'm going to do it from its own place. I don't want to do it anywhere else. It's not anything, it shouldn't have anything. Okay, so cool. So when I click this and hit play, boom, it should stop. So that's what I'll do, right? So this is basically what I did for that. Now the difference here is because I did it that way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally apply the modifier. I'm sorry, my bad, I did that wrong. I need to redo that. Okay, so it's done. All right, now that's too much. Reset. I just wanted to pop just a little bit. Okay, so pops a little bit. Boom, done. Now I'm pretty much done with it. I'm going to apply the cloth, which is a trip because it should not have moved, but it did. All right, so click boom. And then I can just play with this until I get it like I want it. So I'm going to sculpt. It's just little bitty things like that where you just kind of, that's not what I want. Pull. All right, so do something like that. And this is me just coming up with a way to make the hood. And it's just simple. See, so it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, there it is.